let me show you how I made this bad boy. The first component of this DIY smart light is this WS2812B addressable LED strip. The brain of this operation is the Arduino Uno, a single board microcontroller that is really cheap and one powerful piece of equipment. We also need 3 jumper wires. And I forgot to mention I bought this really long metal corner thing for around $10 at my local hardware store. But real quick, let's talk about the Arduino. The beauty of this controller ultimately boils down to 4 things. A, it's affordable. B, it acts as a 5-volt power supply. C, it has these digital pins that can act as both an input and output source. And D, a very straightforward IDE with tons of libraries available. This will mean more to you later. So now let's talk about the LED lights. These are addressable lights, meaning each individual LED is controlled by itself with a tiny little microcontroller, allowing me to specify certain colors at specific locations. You can see the connections between each LED via these tiny thin copper pairings. When power is sent through, it goes through the positive 5 voltage line and returns through the grounding, and in the middle is a label called DI, which stands for data in. The first microcontroller labels itself as LED 0 and will perform the instructions that the Arduino has sent for that particular LED. It will then pass the instructions along to the next LED through the digital in, which would be LED 1, and this continues until it reaches the end of the entire LED strip. So we're going to go ahead and connect our LED strip with our Arduino by connecting our positive 5 voltage, our groundings, and connecting the center data in from the LED to one of the digital ports on the Arduino. It doesn't matter what pin we use here because in our software we'll specify which pin we are going to use to transfer our data. Now I've already loaded up a library on the Arduino called fastLED, which includes a really neat boilerplate of how an Arduino can control addressable lights. For the most part, I'm just going to leave all of this code unchanged. I just need to change a few values to make it so our entire LED light strip will be used, since the library by default is designed for only a few addressable LEDs, not this long LED strip. And once I make my change, I'll go ahead and upload my code to the Arduino, and now, as long as the Arduino is connected to a power supply, it will run this code. We can test our code to make sure it works by making sure our lights are connected to the Arduino and plugging in our Arduino via USB to my laptop. In a few seconds, we'll see the lights pop on and the default animations will start playing. So now for the fun part, we're going to unplug what we just did, now that we all know it works, and attach our LEDs to the metal rod. The LED strip that I bought had an adhesive band on the back of it, which let you easily attach it to any surface. I purposely bought this metal for the shape so that I could overlap the LEDs to give it a more dense effect. If you buy an LED strip without an adhesive, you can always tape or super glue it. I do have an extra foot or so of LEDs left, so I'm going to go ahead and snip across the copper pairing so that I could use this for a different project. The other benefit of having addressable LEDs is that you could do this without compromising the rest of the strip. So finally, I prop up the metal rod, plug it into my computer, and you're left with a super neat light for only around $50. I think something like this is a really good accent to add for an industrial looking apartment. The metal itself is super discreet and you don't need a huge angle to prop it up onto the wall. And because of the angle of which it's resting, it creates this really neat cone effect. And mind you, this is all without customizing the software behind the lights. I just imported it from a basic library. My next projects are going to include turning this light into a proper smart light that I can interact with from my phone and try to sync it up with my other smart lights. Anyway guys, thank you for watching.